Hi everybody. Okay, so this is our investigation today. I've got, this is actually a great example of a system because remember our vocabulary word system. A system is something that has parts that make up the whole thing. So this lab is made up of different parts. I'm gonna come around to the front and show it to you. So we have a bucket of water and it's full of water. Inside the bucket I have tubing, and this is going to cause the water, I'm going to use science to create a siphon, and we're going to get the water out of the bucket and it's going to flow down into the sand tray. So we've got a sand tray, it's a plastic sand tray, it's full of sand. The sand is wet. That just kind of helps a little bit with the lab experiment to make sure we see what we see. At the bottom of this tray, there's a little hole, and the water will escape through this hole and come down to this bucket down here, and this is just a collection. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let you see this. I'm going to move the camera, so forgive me if it's a little bit shaky. So I'm going to create a siphon first. You would never do this in science lab. I'm going to do it because I'm the one that filled up the water. I'm the one that cleaned the tubing. I know this is clean and I can put it in my mouth. But I'm going to put the tube in my mouth like a straw and suck some water out. And then that's going to cause the water to come out. And I'm going to let this flow for about 2 minutes. While this is flowing, I'm going to bring the camera over to you and kind of do a close-up. I'm going to try and make it so that it's not wibbly, wobbly, shaky. I'm gonna do my very best, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Where's my end? Here it is, okay. Whoa, sorry. I know that hasn't been 2 minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop it because I think it's really, you are seeing what you need to see. I'm gonna come do a close-up here because I want to show you one thing that I want you to notice when the water comes out. Let me try it one more time. I wanna make sure you guys are seeing something. Just a second, hold tight. Sorry, I had to get rid of the water in my mouth. All right, what I was hoping you noticed while the water was moving through the sand, I hope you saw what was happening to the individual particles of sand, okay? I want you to talk about, remember, number 1, it says make some observations while the water was flowing. So stop this video, go back to that, use your vocab words or the words in the word bank, and talk about what you observed while the water was flowing through the sand. Okay, question number 2 is asking, I'm going to try and take this off here, is asking, what do you notice, or to write a bird's eye view of the sand tray. So there's your bird's eye view. I'm sorry, it's a little shaky. That's what I want you to trace. Okay? I want you to draw those landforms that you see and use the words in that word bank to describe the landform that you saw. And then the last thing you have to do is just your homework page, okay? Couple things, just make sure that you are writing complete sentences. Make sure you are writing as if you are writing to somebody who did not see this experiment. And the most important thing I want you to realize, as we're looking at the landforms that were formed by the flowing water, I want you to notice this. When the water came out, there was a lot of force right here. And do you notice how curved down it is right here? It's like, hopefully you saw the grains of sand that were literally moved from the force of the water. They were moved downstream. And so it's really low elevation here because that sand was picked up and moved. And if you look down here, let me see if you can see it. Yeah, you can. So we've got kind of an island right here. Water water flowed around this way. So it branched, and it branched here, and it merged right here. We've got kind of a branching right here. It was really deep right here, very wide, narrow, wide. And this is so interesting. That sand came down and was deposited right here. So the sand in here in the corner, you can't see it very well in the video, but it's almost to the top of the sand tray. And then it kind of goes downstream right here, and it almost looks as if it formed a lake. All that water is just sitting down there. So these are the observations I want you to talk about, how that is definitely a landform. And the most important thing is the landforms are staying even after the water stopped flowing. And that's pretty important to our investigation, trying to figure out what caused or what geologic process formed the channel on Mars. I think that's pretty interesting. We will tomorrow also take a look at what would happen if lava came down. Because remember, we're trying to decide if it was water or if it was lava that formed those channels on Mars. Okay, you guys, email me if you have any questions. I hope you all feel better and hope to see you soon.